Hello everybody. Today's lecture on single phase full wave bridge converters. We previously discussed about the semi converters of discontinuous and also the continuous mode of operation. Now on power electronics, single phase full wave bridge control rectifiers. Here these are comes under the full wave control rectifiers. Here uh, continuous current operation and also the discontinuous current operation we will discuss here now for the single phase full wave control bridge rectifier. Single phase full wave full converter. Full wave full converter means it should be, it is a bridge converter, but it's a full converter means what about the amount of input voltage is giving is to be converted towards the output side completely. That is, if you're giving 230 volts, yes, the magnitude of the output voltage, input voltage, therefore the output voltage should be 220 volts if required, therefore 220 volts should be getting like that. Fully controlled bridge rectifier or converter with using of RLE load. This is a general load. In practical, these are the loads which we are placed in industrial areas for running the loads, for running the machines. Okay, that is it. But now we discussing about the single phase. Next onwards, we go discuss about the industrial applications of three-phase full wave converters. Three-phase full wave converters. Now we are going to discuss about this three-phase single phase fully controlled bridge converters using RLE loads. RLE loads. This is the circuit diagram for single phase fully bridge control rectifier. Here, if this is the B transformer. This is the transformer. The transformer is consisting of uh, primary voltage applied towards the primary winding and also secondary winding. The primary winding is connected towards the source side, and the secondary winding is to be connected towards the load side. That is the circuit side. From the circuit towards the load, like that. Here, thyristor T1, T2, T3, T4. Four thyristors. That is completely a bridge. It is a bridge control rectifier. Four thyristors are placed, or four switches are placed, T1 to T4. And these T1 to T4 are connected like this: T1, T3, T2, T4. Here, if you consider first T1, T2 will operate. Again, for the negative half cycle, it should be T3, T4, like that. And RLE load has been placed. Okay, E is the motor. E is a motor. If you consider it is a motor, and RL is the resistance and also the inductor. And Is is a secondary winding current from the transformer towards the circuit, and it is the I naught value. This is the I naught value. Load in series with the current is to be moving I naught value, and it should be moving like this. And if you go through the operation of about the uh, circuit, here if you consider with respect to the positive half cycle, for a positive half cycle, if you consider it is a positive half cycle, as for positive half cycle, we are with respect to positive half cycle, this is a single phase, which we are is single phase. This is the positive and this is the negative. This is positive and this is negative. If you consider this for positive half cycle, number of thyristors can be turned on. How many number of thyristors? For each half cycle, two thyristors will be turned on or will be conducting. Therefore, when it is a positive means here it should be coming positive. Therefore, positive half cycle, here it is coming positive and here it is negative. Therefore, with respect to positive means, if you observe here, thyristor T1 is turned, thyristor T1 is anode is more positive with respect to cathode. Therefore, thyristor T1 is turn on. And what about the T4? T4 is a cathode here. Okay, I am telling that here it is the anode and here it is the cathode. Hello. Okay, okay. Next, if you consider for all the thyristors is for our diodes or thyristors is having the same, and it is the gate. This is the gate terminal. Okay, here if you observe for anode and also the cathode, when anode is made positive with respect to cathode, therefore thyristor T1 is to be turned on. Thyristor T1 is turned on. Okay, and what about the T4? What about the T4? T4 is it is cathode. Cathode here. Cathode is more positive with respect to anode. Therefore, it is a turn off. The T4 is the turn off position or turn off state, and also T3. About T3, if you consider positive terminal here comes and also the negative terminal comes here. Therefore, with respect to negative T3, anode is more negative with respect to cathode. Therefore, T3 also turn off. Okay, so that's why T3 and T4 are in a turn off state, and T2 and T1 and T2 are in a turn on state. Why? Because here it is coming negative. With respect to cathode, negative, then anode. Therefore, it is a turn on position. Okay, the thyristor T2 will come across a conducting state or turn on position. Therefore, T1 and T2 are no, turn on state or turn on position. Therefore, the current should be moving like this. The current I naught or the thyristor current or I naught can be moving like this in this manner towards the this direction. The thyristor is moving like this. The current should be moving flow like this. The current should be flow like this. This is the path for traveling the current. That is by turning on the T1, T2 for a positive half cycle. Okay, next one, if you come across the negative half cycle, for next one it should be a negative half cycle. This a positive half cycle completed. For this, it is a negative half cycle. Therefore, with respect to the negative half cycle, the thyristor the thyristor T3 and T4 will be turned on. Why? Because for negative half cycle, it should be positive and also it is a negative. Okay, these terminals are interchangeable. Okay, for this positive and negative. Therefore, with respect to positive, T2 will be turned off and T1 will be more negative, therefore turn off. And what is the turn on positions here? That is that the current is to be moving like this. The current is to be moving from T3. T3 will be turned on. Okay, turn on. And the current is to be moving like this. And T2 will be turned off. Therefore, from the T4, it will be T4 to like this. Current is to be moving like this. This is the flow of current. This is the flow of current. Okay, from T3 to load RLE, and also it will be travel from T4 to, and again should be negative to like this. It will be circuit. Okay, this is the circuit. Like that, how the waveforms will be, how the output voltage. Here we are getting that output voltage. This is the output voltage. How the output voltage and how the output current can be getting from this. For a single phase full wave controlled rectifier, bridge rectifier, we can also know. Waveforms for single phase full converter assuming continuous or constant load current and ripple free load current. It should be ripple free. Okay, now by placing an LC filters, LC filter, inductor capacitor filter, therefore there is a possible to getting that minimum ripple, and also the voltage should be getting a constant value. Okay, this is the output voltage, and also this output voltage, if you observe here this is the supply voltage and this is the output voltage. Here at alpha it should be fired at alpha. Okay, the thyristor T1 and T2 are fired at alpha degree. That is, suppose it is a 30 degree. 30 degree alpha is equal. Therefore, it should be starting from 0 like this. So if you observe the output value should be like this. Okay, from alpha to up to pi value, from alpha to pi, from pi to pi plus alpha, pi plus alpha, due to the inductance presence in the circuit load, due to the inductance present in the load, therefore, with respect to the presence of inductance, there is some amount of energy which can be fed back towards the loads. That is a possibility. Okay, so that's why pi plus alpha. It is not coming towards the zero, but it should be moving towards the negative peak also, like this. From pi plus alpha to again 2 pi plus alpha. This is nothing but the output voltage. If you consider from alpha to pi plus alpha, thyristor T1 and T2 are turn on state only. If you observe here that alpha to pi plus alpha, thyristor T1 and T2. So both the switches are turn on position only. Up to pi, the thyristors are not becoming to zero. Actually, actually by natural or by line commutation, it becomes to zero at pi value. But it not becoming to zero, but it should be, but it also going towards a negative peak. That is due to the inductor present in the load inductance value. Okay, so that's why at a pi plus alpha, up to pi plus alpha, the switches, thyristor switches T1, T2 are both are in a turn on position only. After that, at pi plus alpha, again T1, T2 are turn off. Again, it will be T3 and T4 becomes a turn on state. Becoming towards a turn on state. Why? Because it is towards a negative half cycle. So, and due to this T3, T4 turn on state, therefore again the magnitude of the output voltage should be like up to 2 pi plus alpha. Pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha. Again, that thyristor T3 and T4 are turned on. Again, what happened? Again, T1, T2. Again, T3. That is the sequence of operation for the single phase full wave controlled bridge rectifier. Okay, this is the output voltage waveform. And next one, what is the output current? If you observe, what is the output current? Here, the output current should be the load current. If you consider the load current, output current should be a constant manner, shown with a constant manner. Why? Because this is a ripple free current. Why this current has been shown with a straight line means it is a ripple free load current. What about the ripples which you are coming towards the circuit through the load? Sorry, through circuit to the load. Therefore, with respect to the current, it should be rippled. The current is rippled, and the ripple free current is to be moving due like this, showing like this. Okay, and if you consider, and this is the load current. Okay, and here if you consider, what about the thyristor currents, and also T1, T3, and T3, T4, T1, T2, T3, T4 currents like this, from negative half cycle to positive half cycle. And this is the constant load current. Again, for thyristor T1 and thyristor T2, whenever switching on, what about the currents of the thyristors shown is when thyristor T1 is triggered at alpha value, therefore shown with an amplitude alpha to pi plus alpha with a pulse, shown with a pulse pulsed waveform. From alpha, it should be triggered. Therefore, thyristor is conducted, and the current is to be moving up to pi plus alpha. Again, from pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha, it should be zero. Why? Because T1, T2 are not in a turn on position. Okay, at this is negative half cycle. At this period, T3, T4 are turn on position. Again, from 2 pi plus alpha to 3 pi plus alpha, T1, T2, like that. This is a IA value or I naught value of constant load current, which is ripple free load current, which is shown from the waveform. And how can you derive the expression for the average DC output voltage of a single phase full converter, assuming continuous and constant load currents? So here, mm, uh, the average DC output voltage can be determined by using expression. This is the basic expression actually. VDC is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi V naught of d omega t, where V naught is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here, the output voltage waveform consists of two output pulses during the input supply time period of 0 to 2 pi radians. If you consider here, the output waveform consider 0 to 2 pi. If you consider 0 to 2 pi, up to 2 pi value, there is we're getting waveforms. Two waveforms. This is first. If you consider this is the waveform one, and this is the waveform one, and this is the waveform two. Like that, up to 2 pi, we are having that. Two waveforms. The output voltage waveform consisting of two output pulses during the input supply time period of 0 to 2 pi radians. Hence, the average of DC output voltage can be calculated as here. If you observe, V naught of DC is equal to VDC is equal to 2 by 2 pi. 2 by 2 pi means here considering the 2 Vm by. Okay. Actually, we are having two pulses. In previous, we calculated for only one pulse. Therefore, but from 0 to 2 pi, we are considering 0 to 2 pi interval. Up to 0 to 2 pi interval, we are getting 2 pi intervals, two pulses. Therefore, 2 by 2 pi of integral alpha to pi plus alpha. Alpha to pi plus alpha. This is the alpha to pi plus alpha. Sorry, this one. Alpha to pi plus alpha it should be. Okay, next one. Pi plus alpha to 2 pi plus alpha. Okay, alpha to pi plus alpha, Vm sin omega t, d of omega t. And if you consider by integrating this, Vm can be outside coming towards us 2 Vm by 2 pi sin omega t integral sin minus cos. Therefore, alpha pi plus alpha can be substituted here. We are getting that minus of cos of pi plus alpha plus cos alpha. Therefore, we are getting that 2 Vm by 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Therefore, the average of DC output voltage for a single phase full bridge rectifier is equal to 2 Vm by pi of cos alpha. Okay, this is for two pulse converter. And next one, how can you calculate the maximum average DC output voltage? How can you calculate the maximum average DC output voltage? The maximum average DC output voltage is calculated for a triggering angle alpha is equal to 0 and is obtained as, here if you observe that VDC of maximum which is equals to 2 Vm by pi and the alpha is substituted with a 0 degree, therefore that is a maximum average DC output voltage. That is, actually we know that expression of average output voltage 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. When will be getting the maximum value? We know that average output voltage, but when it should be getting maximum value when alpha is equal to at 0 degree. When alpha is equal to 0 degree, if you observe here, maximum value or not. Here if you observe, the next one, the normalized average output voltage is given by, the normalized average output voltage can be calculated as V output by average output voltage by maximum average output voltage. That is calculated from the both expressions. Therefore, by substituting in the ratio of VDC by VDM, therefore we getting that VDCN is equal to normalized average output voltage is getting that numerator value 2 Vm by pi cos alpha by 2 Vm by pi. Therefore, which is equals to cos alpha. 2 Vm by pi and 2 Vm by pi getting cancelled. Therefore, getting that the normalized average output voltage is calculated as cos alpha. Here, by plotting the average output voltage and also the angle, firing angle, we can obtain the control characteristics of a single phase full wave controlled rectifier or a single phase full converter for constant and continuous load current operations. Nothing but what is this characteristics tell us means with respect to plotting of output voltage and also firing angle or thyristor firing angle or triggering angle. Here is there moving towards the rectifier side or inverter side? Okay, nothing but is that switch is converting or inverting the supply voltage. Either it is AC to DC or DC to AC is also possible by using of this by plotting of this characteristics of V naught and alpha value. Here, the plot to plot the control characteristics of a single phase full converter. To plot the control characteristics of a single phase full converter for constant and continuous load current operation, we use the equation for the average DC output voltage, that is a 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. This is the basic voltage output voltage expression for the single phase full bridge rectifier, that is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Next one, if you observe this, by using of alpha value from 0 to 180 degrees up to 180 degrees, how the graph can be changed with respect to the output voltage and also the firing angle alpha. Therefore, the triggering angle alpha in degrees, if you observe here 0, we consist 0 suppose, and the voltage VDM is equal to, whenever we know the 2 Vm by pi cos alpha is the average DC output voltage. Then cos alpha is multiplied with alpha is multiplied with 0. Cos alpha cos 0 1. Therefore, we are getting the 2 Vm by pi. 2 Vm by pi. And this is also which is equals to maximum DC output voltage also. Okay, maximum. How can you calculate the maximum value? By substituting alpha is equal to 0, we are getting the maximum value. Here, while substituting 0 alpha at alpha degrees, at alpha is equal to 0 degree, therefore we are getting that output average output voltage that is equals to 2 Vm by pi. And if you consider a triggering angle alpha in degrees as 30 degrees, if you multiply with the 30 degree, cos alpha cos 30, we getting that 0.8666. Okay, VDM. And next 60, and we are getting that 0.5 VDM. And 90 degrees, it should be 0. Even if you, within the waveform also, if you observe, this is within the waveform. Yes, alpha is equal to 0. When alpha is equal to 0, it is a maximum. 2 Vm by pi, it is a 2 Vm by pi, maximum value. Okay, next one, when alpha is equal to substituted with a 60 degree. Okay, even it is a 60 degree. So, okay, even if you go for a 90 degree, alpha is equal to 90 degree, alpha is equal to 90 degree, like that. Average output voltage can be changes. Average output voltage, it should be 0 times VDM. 0 times VDM. VDM is a 2 Vm by pi, always multiplying with 2 Vm by pi into cos degree, that is 0.866 VDM, 0.5 VDM, at 90 degrees 0 VDM. At 0 degree, nothing, at alpha is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 becomes 0, therefore it should be a 0 value. At 120 degree, it should be minus 0.5, at 150 degree minus 0.866 VDM. This all shows on the waveform also, that is it is getting negative side. It is suppose it should be negative side. Okay, the average output voltage, it should be changing from the, if you observe, this is the graph plotted for VD, V naught output voltage and also the firing angle alpha. Therefore, for 0 degree, it should be maximum. Should be maximum. That is 2 Vm by pi. This is the 2 Vm by pi. Okay. Next one, for 15 degrees, this much value. For 30 degrees, it should be 0.866. This is the 0.8666. Okay. Within the we this value is nothing but the, for suppose it is a 30 degrees, it is a 30 degrees, at 30 degrees it should be at 0.866 like that. And if you go if you come across this, here we are getting at 150 degree, at 150 degree again, it should be, it is the, sorry, it is the, it is this point is nothing but the, again, minus 0.866, minus 0.866, this is the value, 0.866, and also minus 0.866 value. Okay, and these are the values for, these are the values for, and if you observe here, at 90 degree it should be 0. At 90 degree it is a 0. 2 Vm by pi into 0 cos g cos alpha, therefore cos 90 cos 0, cos 90 is 0, therefore it should be 0 value. Okay, like that the graph should be coming towards the plotted. Okay, with respect to V naught and also the alpha firing angle. If you observe from this characteristics, during the period, during the period from omega t is equal to alpha to pi, the input voltage Vs and the input current Is are both positive and the power flows from the supply to the load. Okay, in this period. Okay, if you observe from 0 to 90, 0 to 90, the graph, the characteristic shows here the positive voltage and also the positive current, and the power is to be completely a positive value. Here it should be moves from supply towards the motor side, or it should be a load side. Okay, from the supply towards the load side, and it should be a positive. If you come across when 90 to 180, 90 to 180, that is pi less than or equal to omega t less than or equal to 180, what should be happen pi by 2 and pi? What should be, it is nothing but the converter is set to be operated. Suppose previous omega t is equal to alpha to pi, the input voltage Vs and the input current Is are both positive, and the power flows from the supply to the load side, and the converter is set to be operated in the rectification mode. This is called rectification mode. That is rectifying the supply from AC to DC, from AC to DC. This is nothing but the control rectifier operation. That is 0 less than alpha less than 90 degrees in this period only. Next one, during the period from omega t is equal to pi to pi plus alpha. Pi to pi plus alpha. Pi to pi plus alpha, the input voltage Vs is negative and the input current Is is positive, and the output power becomes negative, and there will be reverse power flow from the load circuit to the supply. At this period, in this period of omega t is equal to pi to pi plus alpha. Pi to pi plus alpha, the input voltage Vs is negative. Input voltage Vs is negative and the input current Is is positive. Current is to be positive, no problem. Current is not getting negative. Current is to be changing with respect to the supply voltage only. Okay, so that's why current is positive and the voltage is only negative, and the output power becomes power is the product of voltage and current parameters. Therefore, whenever any one of the negative means, therefore the negative comes. Therefore, output power becomes negative. There will be reverse power in this period. Reverse power flow from the load circuit to the supply. Is flow from load circuit to the supply side, and the converter is said to be operated in the inversion mode or line commutated inverter operation for 90 degrees less than alpha less than 180 degrees, alpha greater than 90 less than 180. In this period it should be inverting mode, nothing but rectifying means AC supply is converted to DC. Inverting mode means it should be DC to AC. Okay, that is supply is fed back towards the load. Supply from the load is fed back towards the supply side. Okay, in general applications, these are going. Okay, and it comes under the two quadrant operation of the single phase full converter. Okay, we discussed about that four quadrant operation. As to single phase, if you come across the semi converter, that is half wave controlled converter, single phase full wave. Here, if you consider under this condition, only one quadrant operation is possible. That is a control rectifier operation is possible by using of a semi-converter. Semi-converter means we are using that only T1, T2, and also again the remaining are the diodes. Okay, these at this operation, nothing but the comes under the first quadrant operation. Those are comes under the first quadrant operation only, nothing but one quadrant operation. But single phase semi-converters are comes under that one quadrant operation, and two quadrant operation of the rectifiers of that two quadrant operation comes under the single phase full converter. That is here first if you consider this first quadrant operation and this is the second quadrant, you consider fourth quadrant actually, but it is a two quadrant mode of operations. Here 0 less than alpha less than 90 degrees at this uh, time period, here control rectifier operation is possible. Alpha greater than 0, 90 less than 90 degrees. In this period, there is a possibility of operation is to be controlled rectifier operation. Controlled rectifier operation. In the next, if you come across this one, it is a alpha greater than 90, less than 180. It is a inverter operation. Line commutated inverter operation. Line commutated means from the supply side, if you observe that from the supply, it is coming towards a natural zero. That is line commutated inverter operation. Here, the current, if you observe the current is to be positive always for first quadrant and also the fourth quadrant. Two quadrant operations, the current is to be positive, but what about the change in value parameter is to be voltage value. For one quadrant, first quadrant, it should be VDC positive. For next one, that is 90 degrees less than alpha, 90 degree less than 180 degrees, it should be negative. It should be negative voltage. So power here becomes negative and here becomes positive. So at this moment, whenever it should be negative means power, it should be negative means that circuit becomes under inverter operation, inverting mode. This is the inverting mode and this is the converting mode. Okay, converting means it should be AC supply is converted to DC. On inverting mode means DC supply is converted to AC supply, like that. We are our home appliances using that inverters. Those are applications. I think those this is the best application for single phase full bridge rectifier. We are using that full bridge rectifier, sir. Okay, rectifier means both operations. These switches or thyristors are operating both operations, doing both operations. That is both rectifying and also the inverting, converting and inverting. First, whenever supply is cut off, therefore, um, up to the supply availability, the amount of supply is taken from the mains is converted to DC, and it will be stored into uh, required battery voltage, depend upon the battery voltage, and again it is converted into or inverted into DC to AC. The amount of stored energy in the DC in the form of DC within the battery is again it is inverted into DC to AC of a 230 volts. Okay, at this both operations, the current is to be always in a positive direction only. There is no negative. Okay, but what about the parameter is changing is the voltage value. Next one, what about the RMS value of the output voltage? Okay, RMS value of the output voltage means it should be here. If you observe, V naught is to be same 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Here that it should be, sorry, V naught is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here Vm sin omega t whole square becomes whole square. So under this condition, the RMS value of the output voltage becomes RMS value of the output voltage, that it should be becomes that integral square root of 1 by 2 pi times integral 0 to 2 pi V naught square of d of omega t. Okay, here RMS value of the supply voltage also we are getting. The next one, this is completely full converter, full wave bridge rectifier of average output voltage and also the RMS value of the current. And also we will observe um, and also we will observe that single phase symmetrical and asymmetrical semi converters and also the full converters. Here single phase symmetrical and asymmetrical semi converters. About that, a single phase semiconductor topology employing two SCRs actually and three diodes is commonly used in industrial applications. And therefore, the term single phase semiconverter implies this converter only. They are single phase semiconverters or single phase half control converters employing two SCRs and two diodes. This is actually related towards the single phase semiconverters. What about the symmetrical and asymmetrical means? We will discuss about in the next class. That and also we are having that a Fourier analysis in the single phase full converter, full converter, that is for instantaneous input current towards the converter. There is Fourier analysis on that one, and we are having that discontinuous mode of operation and also continuous current of mode of operation with respect to the loads, and we will discuss about some problem related towards the full converter bridge rectifier, bridge converter. That is, if you come across one example, I will explain that a single phase full converter bridge, a single phase full converter bridge is connected to RLE load. A single phase full converter bridge is connected to RLE load. The source voltage is 230 volts, 50 hertz. The average load current of a 10 amperes is constant over the working range for R is equal to 0.4 ohms and L is equal to 2 millihenries. Again, I will repeat the question. A single phase full converter bridge is connected to RLE load. The source voltage is 230 volts. The source voltage is 230 volts, 50 hertz. The average load current is 10 amperes is constant over the working range for R is equal to 0.4 ohms and L is equal to 2 millihenries. Calculate first question firing angle delay for E is equal to 120 volts. EMF E is equal to next question firing angle delay for E is equal to minus 120 volts. Here indicates that which source is delivering power to load in parts of the A and B. Uh, uh, show the within the waveform. Show within the waveform. Okay, on both parts. Suppose see question. In case of output current is assumed constant, find the input power factor for both parts of A and B. There is also calculation for both power factors also. Suppose for first question, if you consider for calculating the delay angle for E is equal to 120 volts, the full converter is operating. The full converter is operating as a control rectifier here. What is the average output voltage for full converter? That is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. And if you write a equation, full equation of the circuit, that is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha is equals to E plus I naught R by applying KVL on the circuit. 2 root 2 into 230 by pi cos alpha, which is equals to 120 plus 10 into 0. We have to calculate the alpha value from the output expression. Like these problems are we are having, and we will discuss on the next class of some of the problems from semi converter and also the full bridge converters. Thank you.